It's exactly what you get. Stop interrupting my grinding. I ain't interrupting my grinding. I ain't thinking about you. I ain't thinking about you. I ain't thinking about you.
Anybody that comes on my show, we're going to have a good conversation. It's okay to agree to disagree, just as long as we're respectful. Everyone is a product of their own experience. There will be times that you have to experience the pain in order to experience the joy. So let's talk about the experience and let's share the results. What's going on, everyone? It's your brother, your cousin, your nephew, Anthony, whatever you want to call me. Y'all, please forgive me. Oh my gosh. I have never, and I mean never, had these problems before. Y'all, please forgive me. I know we like 30 minutes behind, but I'm going to go ahead and get this started, okay? Everything on this channel, everything on this video, everything is alleged and entertainment purposes only, and everything is in my opinion. If you're not following me on social media, make sure you follow at SAnthonyLofties. Go ahead and purchase my album. It's available on all digital platforms. Make sure you become a member. Go to www.youtube.com/SanthonyLofties/join. You can email me if you would like me to promote your business. If you're looking to get a smile makeover and you would like porcelain veneers or a smile makeover, reach out to Dr. Roderick Cooper. If you use promotion code AL23, you will get 30% off. So hit up Bella Dental Services. All right, y'all. You know, today I will be interviewing Love and Marriage Detroit Kristina Smith. Okay, I know we're gonna have a good time today. And also, y'all, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for the update with the situation dealing with the Scots, but we'll talk about that on a different day. Okay, y'all. I'm tired. I'm so tired right now. We got 155 people watching right now, so make sure y'all like this video, leave comments, and subscribe. So let me go ahead and bring up the one and only Kristina Smith from Love and Marriage Detroit. Kristina, how are you?
I'm good. I don't know what was happening.
Man! I'm sitting up here texting my moderator. My moderator gonna sit up here and say, Kaylee, she was like, she may need to reschedule.
I was like, do you need me to reschedule? I don't know what's happening.
Y'all, I'm supposed to be on a date at 8:30. I just text him, tell him, look, I'm behind. I'm glad my co-worker's over there with him, though, so we good.
Okay.
So, how are you?
I'm good. That was a little interesting. We're here. Here we are. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, hold on. There's the braces.
They're gone.
So then, are we gonna get a new Kristina? Are we gonna add? Are we gonna add more to the one? Huh?
Why not?
I mean, you know how? Okay, you know how like when Keisha Cole came out, she had the gap right, and then she closed it, and now she basically got her gap back, and they said, you know, this album about to be real good because she got that gap back.
I don't know. Hopefully, this is the new improved Kristina, so we'll see.
Okay, we don't got no Kristina cats, do we?
I don't know. Are you sipping on that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So, let me ask you this. Did you ever desire to be on a reality TV show?
Honestly, when I was younger, like in high school, I was hooked on Real World and Road Rules. Like that was like when reality TV first came out. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I was like, this is so I would do something like this. But as I matured and got older, I never thought about it. And I have gotten selected for a couple reality shows actually.
Okay.
One I was contracted to that was supposed to be on OWN, and we are supposed to film March 2020, but then the pandemic hit. Once that contract kind of expired, we never revisited again. And then back in the day when I first moved here, I was filming on something that Bravo was looking at, and it was called Motor City Wives.
Girl, you could have got a Bravo check. That would be very good. Because baby, I know OWN ain't giving them checks out like Bravo right. We're not right now.
Right, exactly.
Okay. So how does it feel to be a part of the cast with 4 women and 2 men?
fourth woman.
You have you, Kobe, Kristina, our good sis Anthony. They call him Saucy over here. But I mean, we like to laugh and have fun. I mean, but the thing is, I never thought that I would see a reality show with a lesbian relationship on it, though.
Anthony!
You know Dr. LaToya stood in the relationship. That is the man of the house. Let me share a little bit about who I am.
Yeah.
I'll just play. I love him to a certain extent.
She got her little dominance. I don't know if she's wearing the pants now. She does wear cute pantsuits. But I'm
they are sitting up here laughing at me.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Oh my God, we got 193 people in here watching y'all. Make sure you all love this video. And Kristina, tell us a little bit about who you are. Well, but since you actually explained a little bit about who you are on this last episode, but let us know who Kristina is.
Let me tell you who I am, okay? Well, I was born and raised in Buffalo, New York. I am, ironically, the three ladies on the show are all PKs. That's including me. I'm a PK, born and raised into it. When I was born, my father was already a pastor. Both my grandfathers were pastors. So I have a very religious and churched upbringing. I moved here 12 years ago. Brandon and I were on Twitter. We were married within 6 months of meeting. I moved here 3 days before the wedding. So we've been married for 12 years. We have two beautiful daughters, Britton and Bailey, who are 4 years old and 7. I'm a vegan. I am in fashion design. I've been in fashion design for a long time. I was a wardrobe stylist for about 20 years. I'm giving my age away, but I think I've explained plenty of times on the show that I was 40 at the time. So, in fashion design, and I'm an influencer. And I used to be an artist. And
okay, hold on. So tell everybody who had the record deal.
I had a record deal. Well, I didn't sign the record deal, but I had a record deal on the table with Sony Records.
So, were you and Brandon together during that time?
No, I did not know Brandon at all.
Oh wow!
No, I did not know him. This might have been like 20 years ago now.
So, what made you not sign the deal?
So unfortunately, the producer that I was dealing with, he liked me a lot. Like, I mean, he was in love with me. Let me try to hold up the conversation. He was, and he said that he always said that everything he was doing was for me. Everything he's doing was for me. So when he finally had his, am I frozen?
No, you good.
Okay. When he finally had his big break, he was like, okay, I gotta get you on. Like, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. And so he got me this opportunity with Sony. I was about to fly out to LA and sit down with Joel Diamond. Joel Diamond was the Sony exec at the time. And before I flew out, the day before I flew out, he called me. He was like, so when you get down here, we're gonna be together, right? I was like, huh? It was like, we're going to be together. Like, I've done all this for you. I have this big house for you. I have the G-Wagon for you. Like, he was just naming all this stuff that he knew I loved. And he's like, I have it. It's waiting here. Like, I did it all for you. You're not going to be with me. You wouldn't even have this opportunity if it wasn't for me. And I was like, you know what? I just like, I'm not coming. And I left that opportunity right there. And I did not get on that flight the next day.
Oh, dang, girl. I'm sorry. I probably would have went and got the G-Wagon and just drove home. If it was in my...
Yeah, it would have been a 3-day drive from LA, but, it wasn't that serious to me. I've never been like a super materialistic girl. I come from a loving, supportive home. So I wasn't missing anything to feel like I needed to do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never needed to abandon my life and like search for this like stardom so bad that I'm just gonna like degrade myself and be with somebody that I did not want to be with.
Do you think you will ever revisit being a singer again?
Ooh. stay tuned for season 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It needs to come out on season 2 because, since Star Factory doesn't produce any stars, so we need to get a star somewhere.
I mean,
The star's already in front of you. It's right there.
They might have had a point.
So tell me about the relationship when it comes to the cast. Like, how long have you known them? Like, really being honest, I don't really see a connection. Like, I will see somebody else, but I don't get that from everyone.
Okay. So Brandon and Anthony have known each other for about 20 years. Before I even knew Brandon, him and Anthony were like friends and passing, or they would like invite each other to events and they would show up for each other. I wouldn't say that they were like really close friends, but they were friends. So when I moved here, I probably met Anthony and LaToya. I might have met LaToya first. I can't remember. Probably when I became a mother. So I was probably 4 years in, and then I met them. I would see LaToya out at events, and she was always really sweet. I really liked LaToya. She was always real cool. We always had really good conversations every time we saw each other. We did hang out as a family sometimes, or I think there was one time that we hung out as a family, all of us. And then Brandon and them would get together sometimes. I think I missed out a couple times. So that was a dynamic for us. Russell and Kobe, however, Brandon and Russell worked together. So they have been close for the past 7 years. Naturally, when Russell married Kobe, they wanted to start doing double dates and stuff. So that like naturally became our double date couple. Like we just had a ball. Like we would go out all the time. And so Kobe and I clicked that way. Brandon and Russell were like close, super close. And that's just kind of how our friendships developed. I introduced LaToya and Kobe. And then I think Anthony and Russell said that they kind of known each other in passing. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how does Bravo come into play with you?
Bravo.
Everybody on here love them some Bravo. Y'all, Bravo is married, okay?
Bravo is married to my homegirl, Lakita. That's my girl.
Hey, Lakita, I know you be watching my videos.
Yeah, that's my girl, Akita. Bravo knows everybody. Bravo is like in the mix. He represents Detroit. Like he's a party promoter. He is like a serial entrepreneur, and everybody knows him from either being out in the clubs, being on the scene, being at his restaurants. So he's super cool. Bravo, that's my bro.
I'm just gonna say I'm happy that I can talk to him in the DM. So whenever I come to Chicago, I can skip the line. When I come to Detroit,
you mean Detroit? Yeah.
Come to Detroit, just skip the line, just go on in.
And Bravo will have your back. Like that's who Bravo is. So
yes.
But yeah, Bravo and Brandon have been cool for like a long time, for years as well. And yeah, Bravo's super dope.
So before you all did the show, like, what was the pillow talk like? It seemed like this whole entire show is about pillow talk. That's the main thing. Everybody pillow talk. Like the conversations. Like, what was the pillow talk like before you all started doing the show? Did y'all have a goal or what you all wanted to portray on the show? Like, what was those conversations like?
You know what? Everybody was telling Brandon and I, like, y'all need to sit down and y'all need to come up with some rules, some boundaries, like what y'all want to talk about. And we didn't really do much of that. Like, we were just like, we're just gonna freestyle it. And we didn't watch the franchise. Like, we would see clips on Love and Marriage Huntsville Instagram page, but we never like watched the actual franchise. And so we were like, let's just go into it without watching it. Let's just be really raw, really authentic. We don't need to know how the game is played. We're just going to be who we are. We felt like if we were to get into it and watch it, then we would have like an expectation of what we should be like or whatever. And we didn't want to do that. So when you see Brandon and I show up on camera, that was so real and so authentic. We held back. Like everything was pure. So we didn't really have a plan coming on, but just to be authentic.
Okay. Does Anthony normally act that way off the show?
I've never known Anthony shocked me. I've never known Anthony to be that way. No, I can't say so. But again, I don't know Anthony on an extremely personal level.
Mm-hmm.
So the most conversation and connection that I've had with Anthony has been since this show.
I would say the one thing I like about this show that versus Love and Marriage Huntsville is that this show is extremely relatable. And I'm a PK, okay? So I know all about it. I'm like, oh gosh, I don't feel like going to church, not today. I don't feel like doing church today. So I get it.
Our whole life.
I grew up Quartet, okay? So praise team, playing the keyboard, drums, back, all of that. I can't stand it. But I would say this is the first time that you actually seen a couple where somebody said they want to be a chaplain. And I'm like, whoa, that's never been done. You never see anybody talk about that. But everything on this show is like communication problems on everybody's end.
Yeah.
So there were some things that you said on this last episode. You said that you had some issues with his family, that you didn't feel protected, right? Yeah. Can you share a few things that you went through dealing with that? Because you all got together and got married so fast, like 6 months, right? So I can only imagine what all happened going through like in between the 12 years.
Yeah, so we always say that we started dating when we got married. We dated long distance. So we actually only saw each other in person 4 times before we got married. We were not sexually involved or anything. Like we had sex after the wedding day. Yeah, so we really learned a lot, like the most about each other and family dynamics after we got married. I mean, I know better now. I don't suggest anyone else do this. I would know which questions to ask now. I tell my mentees all the time, like, make sure you know like family history, just how their upbringing was, mental health, like there's so many questions that you need to ask before getting into a marriage with someone. But I think that because, and I'm open about talking to this, like I know some people have said, Kristina be throwing him under the bus, but these are conversations that we've already had on the show that may have not been aired. So speak about his family. It's okay because his family is okay with having the conversation and he's okay with it. So I want to be clear about that. But they had a dynamic where they didn't really communicate a lot. There wasn't a lot of hugs going on in their household, a lot of I love yous. There weren't like really any boundaries. Brandon didn't grow up with any chores. So when we got married, and it was just like there were family members that were very intrusive because there was never no boundaries. And so I'm like, this isn't normal. Like, can you back up? And as you see, I'm somebody that is vocal. And I'm a
hold on. Do not get vocal and insecure confused, okay?
Yeah.
Because I've done my research on her and everybody told me she's not insecure at all.
Not at all. Like I voice how I feel. Like I don't care what people think. This is how I feel. And I'm gonna say it. You're gonna know. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We're gonna fix it. And whatever. At least I got it out. But I was very vocal and people didn't like that. They're like, who she thinks she is? Pressure. No. So we just like butted heads for a minute. Especially like when I had children, we butted heads. And I felt like Brandon was like not saying anything about it. I'm like, sir, like you gotta stand up. So what you see with Anthony and him saying stuff to me and Brandon not speaking up and saying anything, that is the type of dynamic he grew up with. He grew up with like not really having a voice and feeling like, can I talk or can I, you know what I'm saying? So not making excuses for him, that was what he knew. And so that kind of spilled over into filming. And I was just like, whoa. So you hear me say to him, like even in the marriage counseling session, I felt unsafe. I felt unprotected. And then you hear me say at Pinky's rooftop when we're having dinner, the same thing. Like I never felt like you protected me from your family. So, that's something that he's growing, an area he's growing in. He's, in counseling and he's he's recognized some of his ways and he's trying to do better.
So when you all look at the previous episodes right now, do you all look at the show and be like, oh shoot, I need to work on this for myself? Like, I need to really speak to my wife. Like, what are some things that you would change about what you've seen so far? Only like dealing with yourself.
For myself, I would say, well, Shut Up and Pray is a brand that God gave me some years ago because I just always felt like I had to say whatever I needed to say in the moment. I'm saying it because I need to get it off my chest. I'm wearing it on my sleeve. This is what I gotta say. And so I really feel like a little bit of that is kind of still up in there. There are moments where I just need to, especially with my husband, where I just need to sit back and let him figure things out and, let him take the lead on stuff. And sometimes, to be honest, I'm being transparent. Sometimes, like when you have seen a pattern of something or you've dealt with some things over time, you don't always trust your partner to lead. And so as a defense mechanism, you step up a little bit more because you're like, oh no, we're not about to crumble right here. You're not about to do this again. And so I noticed that about myself, that I still have a little bit of that residue. And so that is something that I realized that I needed to work on.
Okay, so let's talk about the first episode. Forgive me if I go out of place a little bit. Tell us a little more about why. Let me just ask this: do you want more attention from Brandon?
That would be nice. Brandon works a lot. Like his work schedule. He's an entrepreneur. Obviously, he has Star Factory. Star Factory is almost 20 years old. People don't really want to work with any other vocal trainer. They want to work with Brandon. He's just like always like, the one everybody's trying to book. So his schedule is nuts. Like he'll leave earlier in the day and then he doesn't come back to 10, 11, 12 at night, sometimes 1 in the morning. And he works 6 days a week. So he works Monday through Saturday. We only have Sunday, which we, go to church. We spend time with the kids. And so the time that him and I spend together individually or, as a couple, it's just not nowhere near like what it used to be. So it would be nice. But although I understand his position, I understand that he's working towards, taking care of us the way he, in his mind, like the goal he set to take care of us. And so I understand, but I feel like it's 12 years in. I feel like I done paid my dues. Like, what, yeah.
You made a comment basically. I think you was talking to Kobe, and you said that it's almost like you was really trying to find who you are. Like you want to get Kristina back to a good place. You said, I've been a wife, I've been a mother. I gave up my career to basically sit down and let you do what you want to do. What is it that you want to do? And would there be a possibility that you and Brandon work together? Because obviously, when it comes to the artist, him signing people, him not telling you, what is it that you want to do for yourself? And then how can you and Brandon make that work with each other? That he can be supportive.
Okay. So I was Mrs. Star Factory. Okay. When I moved here, you probably would have thought I owned Star Factory. That's how involved I was with Star Factory, with grooming his artists, with managing his girl groups with him. I mean, you wouldn't see Brandon and not see Kristina. I was running events with him, like everything you can think of that he does to this day, I was doing with him. After I got pregnant with our first daughter, and then I had her, like, I just couldn't be there in the same capacity. I have this baby. Why she got to be at the studio all day? I needed to be home, like learning how to just be a mama now. And so there was a huge shift there for me. And I was like learning how to be a new person. I had never been a mom before. And so I'm like, okay, how do I navigate this? I've always done what I wanted to do. I've always lived my life. I've done some amazing things in my life. And I feel like, boom, everything just got shut down. I'm here. I don't have any family here. I didn't have a support system here. His family's not here, only his mom. So it's like we have this one person that can help us with our child. and you're at work all day. It was just me all the time and my child. So I had to put on hold. I was heavy into fashion design at the time and image consulting. I put all that on hold. Um, and then after my daughter became like 3 years old, I was like, I'm getting back out here.
Mm-hmm.
I was making strides, and then boom, I was pregnant again.
Was he supportive with you getting back out there?
Brandon's very supportive of me getting out there when he sees me doing what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the disconnect and the problem was we didn't have any help.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I'm begging him, like, can you please like be more present at home? Can you like keep her so I can go do what I want to do as well? And it was like
Mm-hmm.
everything fell on me. Like, nah, I gotta make this money. I'm the breadwinner. And I'm like, but I can't make any bread because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any time to work. I don't have any time to do anything different. And so, you know, when I'm actually actively doing what I need to do, he is fully supportive of me. He really is. It's just that we had no help. There was no balance. And so I would spend chunks of time in Buffalo. I would go home for like a month or two at a time just so that I can like clear my head, and I would plan my stuff out like I'm going to get back out there. And then honestly, to be completely transparent, I got cold feet trying to get back out here.
Mm-hmm.
I was like an influencer before influencer was a thing. So
Right.
like looking for me to produce certain types of content, and I just felt like I lost it. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know like how to portray this new mom Kristina to my following anymore. Like I don't know what to do. So I ended up rebranding myself as Kristina and Britton and Bailey. So it was like a bunch of family content, me and my daughters all the time. And then people kept asking me to get back into fashion. And so I started their brand. I was like, this is safe. You know what I'm saying? I'll put them out there and I'll be behind the scenes with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the blessing about being on this show is, you know, when they interview you and, you know, start prepping you to start filming, they ask you a ton of questions like an interview. And they're like, what do you like doing? What are you good at? What did you do before? Blah, blah, blah. And so I'm telling them everything that I used to do. And they're like, great. We're love to follow your Shut Up and Pray brunch. We'll love to follow you, like getting back into fashion design. And I'm like, oh, so it kind of like pushed me out of my comfort zone and pushed me out of this fear that I was in of like getting back out there, thinking that people wouldn't accept like the new Kristina. And once I really started doing it, it was like I never left. So, you know, sometimes we get in our own head.
Gotcha. So, okay, so let's talk about the disconnect, okay? Now, you don't have to go into a lot of details, but if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it, okay?
Okay.
So, let's talk about the disconnection when it came from, I guess, you doing fashion for the clients, right?
Okay.
And basically, Brandon said he got emotional. Was it emotionally attached to the artist, or he just had conversations with the artist?
He was having conversations. It wasn't anything physical.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was an emotional attachment because the conversations that were being had, like they just was really heavily. It was like she was going through something and he complaining about, you know, his marriage, and she was complaining about what's going on in her life. And I just feel like they built this trauma bond together. And it was like an emotional trauma bond. And I'm like, this is so dark and ugly. Like, what are y'all doing here? And so again, it never was anything that was physical, but when you're bonding and you're pouring like everything into this person and they're doing that back with you, I just feel like that's emotional. And I feel like sometimes emotional connections are worse than like a sexual or physical connection.
Okay. So, how long did it take for you to be able to go back and help out at Star Factory out that situation?
I don't think I ever really I don't think I ever really had the desire or like that after that. Like I needed a break. I was like, I'm just not interested. Like it just wasn't clicking with me. Because the other side of that is I grew so much spiritually. So I just didn't have a taste. I didn't have a taste for that anymore. It just didn't sit the same with me. And I'm growing. Like when I married Brandon, I was 28, 29 years old, and now I'm like past 40. So it just hit different. I'm like, I don't want to be here with these half naked artists. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't my thing anymore. And
Gotcha.
so it just never really, the desire to do it just never really came back. When we were filming, I did see that he needed my help in some areas. So I did definitely step up in the moment. But to fully go back into Star Factory full time, I just don't have a desire. Although I am supportive of Star Factory.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's talk about Harper Ray. How long have you been working with Harper Ray? And I'm just curious to want to know, like, what does Harper Ray feel about the show so far and the situation going on with you and Kobe?
Yeah, so I've been working with Harper Ray now, I want to say it's over a year, maybe like 14 months now. We do have a very amazing, long-standing relationship. Regarding this situation between myself and Kobe, she's pretty neutral about it because she's not really a factor in it. Like, she did the right thing in the moment as a business and as somebody that was working with me as like a brand collaboration. The only thing she could have done was say, hey, I'm already working with Kristina. I think it's a great idea. I love you as an influencer as well. But since I'm already working with her, if she would like to add you to her collaboration, that is completely on her. So she did the right thing. That's the only thing she could do. She's kind of like an innocent bystander at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really has nothing to do with Harper Ray's. You know what I'm saying? Specifically, she sent her in the right direction. She told her the right thing, and that's that. So she's cool. She's
Gotcha. Someone asked a question, said, Kristina, you appear to be so much more mature than Brandon. Is there an age difference?
Brandon, I don't want to give anybody's age away, but I'm not older than Brandon.
Okay, and someone also asked, would you let Brandon manage you if you start singing again?
Yeah, I would, but we would have to have like we'll have to have a very well thought out contract. And I only say that because the industry that I would go in, like, I would probably fall somewhere into like contemporary gospel or something like that. Or
hold on, you want to sing gospel?
Not necessarily like.
You know what? That's the least paid industry. I mean, genre, but it's like the most shit in the gospel industry. Again, my ex is a gospel singer.
Really?
Soon as I stop worrying how to worrying. That's my ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Well, I know the gospel girl. Don't do it. Don't do no gospel. Do not do gospel.
I think that I would be more like contemporary or inspirational. I don't really know where it will fall yet. So again, I'm just working on some little things right now. And I think that eventually, like, I'll feel it'll start to pan out to where I know what genre exactly I
go do praise and worship at Dr. LaToya Daddy's church because they needed some help in that praise team because they was off key.
Really?
They need some help. Yep, they need some help. She was up there. Go help them. Like she was at your shut up and pray brunch. Go help them.
I don't remember hearing it. That was off. Well, they might have still been able to usher in the spirits, you know.
No, I don't think so. You know how like the camera crew, they'll get a good angle to make it look like the church is you know. Praise team probably was the church, but it's okay. So let's talk about the wine tasting.
Okay.
Girl, Chelsea Victoria was
You're smiling already. What you say?
Okay. You know, Chelsea Victoria was sitting over there. Yeah. How did that conversation start for Anthony to literally just go off like that?
He went from 0 to 60 for no reason. He claims that him and Chelsea had some sort of exchange when nobody was paying attention. I was like, huh? When? How? So we do like go on like if we're like switching modes while filming.
They'll break out.
Yeah, we go on what they call ice, where you just are not allowed to talk. Like so that the cameras don't miss anything, they don't miss any dialogue. Like you just go on ice. It's called ice, and you just shut up and you just sit there. Right? So he's saying it happened in between like filming parts, and I'm like, but we be on ice. Like nobody's allowed to talk. So it just I don't think there's any truth to her antagonizing him. But let's say she did, which I know she didn't, but let's say she did. I still don't think that would warrant him speaking to her like that, because he apparently said that she said something like, "I'm coming for you" or something, and he was like, "Oh, you just want a moment," and then he was like, "It's on." That's what he said happened. So I'm like, even if that happened, which I know it didn't, because we're not allowed to talk to each other in between. Even if that did happen, that still doesn't warrant that nasty exchange. He went from 0 to 60. All she did was basically ask him, like, why you all up in that mix? Like, why you so invested?
When I tell you, I was over there looking like Bravo. I was looking just like Bravo.
Everybody was shocked. Here's another reason why.
Like every time Anthony, I look at Bravo, I'm looking just like Bravo. Like, oh, here she go. Let her have her moment.
Bravo, I think Bravo was looking like that at Pyramid too. Like
Bravo, I always look like that. Like especially when y'all get into it, he just.
Because Bravo likes to be neutral. Bravo's like, what do I do here? Like I think he's like, his wheels are kind of like, how do I fix this? What do I do? What do I say to fix this? That's Bravo. But I think also everybody had a look on their face because we were like, don't get Chelsea activated because she gonna tear you up. So I think everybody was like expecting Chelsea to be like, who was you talking to? And it's just like she didn't. She was so poised. And I was like, okay, girl, I like that. And so I think everybody froze. Like we were shocked at Anthony, but we were also shocked. We were also like, okay, Chelsea about to get him. But she didn't. She was completely poisonous.
Yeah, I know some people wanted to get him for her. I know that. Yeah, but that's a whole nother conversation for a different day.
You gotta be careful. Like I 110% guarantee that if Chelsea was sitting there with a gentleman, that would not have happened.
No, Chelsea told me, she said people reached out to her and said, do we need to handle this?
You gotta be careful when you come for people because you don't know who people are and you don't know who you are connected to. So you know what I'm saying? It's like be careful, especially when you're dealing with a female. Men that are connected to women, that love women, that care for women, that respect women. When you play about that woman, their sister, their friend, you know what I'm saying? They don't like that, and they're gonna come and try to protect that person. So you just gotta be careful. Like don't put yourself in a situation like that. You don't know.
Whew. Okay, so let's fast forward and go to the skating ring.
Okay. You smiling again.
I gotta. Has Kobe eyebrows always been that dark?
Since I've known her, yeah. I think Kobe has really like thick hair. Like she has really thick dark hair. So I think that her eyebrows are probably thick and dark because her hair is thick. Stop. Not a whole remote.
Girl.
I love her eyebrows. I think they're nice.
That eyebrow applying pressure. Size 16.
Eyebrows. You are so great.
I like Kobe. I like her. She cool. I like Russell too. Russell.
Why you sound like Patrick?
He talk like Spun. He talk like Patrick. 24.
Russell does have like a very distinctive voice.
Okay, is this true that when they have couples night they be playing gospel music? Is that true?
I don't think so. I mean, we might have. I don't know. No, you know what? When we went on our couples trip, we had fun. Like, we were listening to all types of music. I remember like getting in the camera and I was rapping to like Tupac or something. We had a good time.
Okay. So let's talk about the skate ring.
Okay.
Okay, when Kobe approached you about the collaboration, do you feel that she was just over exaggerating just because, like, look, hold on, before I even get to that, I watched Kobe interview with Carlos King. She confirmed that you were the one that put her on the show. Is that true?
Yeah.
So hold on, she want a collaboration. The show is a whole entire collaboration itself. You the one that told them.
Have I not done enough?
And I'm looking at her like, are you serious? You sit up here going off about a collaboration with Harper Ray, and this girl that sit up here and told producers about you and your husband to get y'all a check right there.
Yeah, so they were interested. They were like, okay, you guys are a go. We signed the contract, and it's like, okay, can you bring in or can you introduce us to 2 couples that you would want to be on the show? And I'm like, 1 or 2, and it's like 2. So I gave them 2 couples. Russell and Kobe were one of the couples, and so I think the other couple, I can't remember if they decided they didn't want to do it or if they just preferred Kobe and Russell. But Kobe and Russell came on as our friend couple. They're originally just a friend couple for us. So she's coming on specifically for me as our connection, her and Russell.
Okay. So with the whole situation with you and Kobe about the Harper Ray situation, would you ever collaborate with her? I'm just saying, like something different from Harper Ray. Would you collaborate with her?
I would have collaborated with her on Harper Ray. Like, honestly, that exchange at the skating ring really threw me off. Like, I did not expect that. Like, if you see my face, I'm like, what just happened here? Me and Kobe have never in the history of our friendship had us not even the slightest sliver of a disagreement. Nothing. We've never had anything. Like, I've never seen that side of Kobe ever. And when I sat down to speak with her about it, I never thought that she would react that way. I thought that I could be like, sis, you know what I'm saying? I'm confused about it. I would like to know like what happened here. Okay, we can move past this. This is what, how we should handle it going forward. Here's some boundaries and let's handle it this way. And we can still do the collaboration. Mind you, I have a long-standing collaboration with Harper Ray, meaning I collaborate with them frequently. So if I did one collaboration out of many with her, that's not a big deal to me. Like, I've never been a gatekeeper. Again, I brought her on the show. She was not an influencer when I asked her to be on the show. So I was, she's come to me like, I'm saying, what do you think about me becoming an influencer? And I'm like, that's great. I think you should. I think you'd be a great influencer. So I've dropped gems on her. She's asked me, plenty of questions and advice about influence and getting started off the right way. So many conversations with her about that. So I was just so confused of like how this conversation turned into that and how because of this one isolated situation or misunderstanding, whatever you want to call it, turned into now Kristina is conniving, manipulative, spirit of manipulation. And I'm like, me wanting clarity means that I'm manipulative and conniving. Now, out of history of issues, then I would understand. But we've never had a single sliver of a miscommunication or argument. It was the first time.
Okay. So when Patrick came over, Patrick Starr, when he came over to talk to you and you, Kobe, and Brandon, and I'm talking about AKA Russell, he basically said, I feel that you all can have a conversation. Do you feel like he was addressing the situation? Because Brandon basically said, well, since Russell is addressing my wife, I can basically address.
No, Russell addressed me, and he was a little aggressive. Like, hold up. I don't know if that part was on there.
It wasn't. That's why I'm like, I told everybody, y'all, production be cutting something? It just looked like he just came up there like.
No, he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, mind you, what y'all see, like me being composed and like not like matching energy, that is literally how it was. I did not like get loud with her at one point ever.
Oh,
So
wow.
he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But he was talking to me, and I'm like, dude, your wife is the one being loud, like, whoa, 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 her, not me. And so it was just a little bit aggressive. I've never seen Russell like aggressive with me. It wasn't like bad, like I was scared. It wasn't anything like that, but it was just very strong. And so yes, that is when Brandon stepped in and had something to say.
Now it makes sense because we would have never known that if you never would have explained that right there.
Yeah, I mean, he was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" Like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like, it was kind of like he didn't specifically say like, "What did you do to her, Kristina?" But it was almost like he automatically was like, "What did you do to her?"
Oh,
That was kind of like the exchange. Those weren't his words, I don't think, but that was kind of the tone of it.
So was you expecting for Brandon to basically call her a Kobe cat?
No.
I'm like, he said, well, since you want me to take up for her, I'm like, Brandon, like, do you not think about what you're going to say?
No, he does not. Never. Ever.
What did y'all talk about in that car? I would love to know that conversation. Like,
what car? Oh, on the way home?
When y'all was driving home, what was that conversation like?
I think I was a little pissed because I'm like, why did she think she could talk to me like that? Because she kept saying, you fake, you fake, you fake. And I'm like, if she don't get that finger, and if she called me fake one more time, like I felt my insides turning into coals. I was like, okay, Kristina, ignore it. Just keep ignoring it. It's okay. Ooh. And so I was like, okay, she got one more time. And then she kind of like walked out. And I did follow her out. And then production came and grabbed me. So I was like, thank y'all.
So how did you feel when Anthony went out there and he was talking to Russell like, oh man, she wouldn't come, like the whole entire situation? Did you see her? I just feel like she was so fake.
I mean, I don't think she was being fake. I think that she really had her raw emotions. I just think that her emotions were misplaced because why are you this angry at me? If I'm not coming at you, I haven't accused you of anything. She kept saying, you're accusing me of trying to steal your collaboration. I never once said that. I literally said, speaking of collaborations, I was confused. Then she started, what do you mean you were confused? Confused about what? Oh, I see what's going on here. I'm like, well, what's going on here? Like, now I'm confused. I'm thinking, is this a joke? Like, is Ashton Kutcher about to come out? Like, what's going on here? So back to Anthony, like when he was saying, oh, bro, like, if somebody said that to my wife, whatever he said, something about fighting. And I'm like,
she wasn't gonna do nothing because her wife was gonna sit up there and take up for her. Her wife is the bodyguard.
I think everyone is forgetting that Anthony was literally harassing me at every freaking scene. Every scene before that, Anthony was coming at me, calling me insecure, saying I'm holding Brandon back, just coming for me. And nobody stood up for me. Not Brandon, not Latoya. Nobody was like, chill, bro. Like, you need to stop. Like, but that was okay. So you could do that to somebody's wife. But the moment Brandon says Kobe cat, now Brandon is a snake. Now Brandon can't be trusted, and he snaked Russell. He did not snake Russell. He said something that maybe he shouldn't have said, and said right there in that moment. But that's not snaking Russell, and that has nothing to do with y'all doing this showcase, and you're afraid to work with him now.
Okay, like, from leaving that skating ring scene right there, that skating ring, did you feel that Toya automatically went directly to Kobe to like be on her side after that?
Yeah. Immediately. Here's the thing. I've never had an issue with Latoya either. We've never had an issue. No negative exchange. Nothing. Like, I was so confused. Like, okay, like you're not even gonna try to be neutral. Like, I feel like in her position, she should have been like, okay, guys, I don't know. I don't understand the whole influencer thing. That's not my field. I
Mm-hmm.
get it. I can't pin who's right or wrong, but y'all need to fix this. Like, this is not okay. Y'all are sisters. Like, let's work this out. Instead, it was like, this is fake. There's enough to go around for everybody. Here's the thing. Even if I did say no, that is my
Mm-hmm.
prerogative and that is my collaboration. I don't have to say I don't have to say yes to anything. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
say no, but if I did, you have no right to come for me.
Okay.
It's my business and it's my collaboration. So
Gotcha.
that whole thing was just really weird, but they're sorority sisters. So
Gotcha.
they didn't have anything.
Okay. It makes sense now. So after the she had her birthday party, you and Brandon wasn't invited to the birthday party, but Latoya showed up. You and Brandon, y'all met with Anthony and y'all had that conversation right there. Do you feel that what can I say about Anthony? Like, what you know what? You and Brandon y'all are always good when your buns are like together. I know that you all up in the beyond y'all on teams with each other, y'all having a good day. Cause when his hair is looking good, y'all on one accord. When that hair is rough, I said, baby, he's stressed out right now. He going through something. Like they must got into
You're
it.
right. Because if his hair was rough, that means I didn't do it. So that means
Mm,
that we got something going on right now because why I didn't do your hair.
gotcha. So basically, not Brandon, but Anthony made a comment basically saying that he wouldn't work with people that like snake other people.
Mm-hmm.
Was he talking about Brandon or was he talking about Kobe?
When Anthony said that to Brandon,
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about Brandon. He was saying that Brandon snaked he was saying Brandon snaked Russell by saying Kobe Cat. Yeah.
They had nothing to do with him. He could have just stayed out of it. Like,
That's not even snaking him. It's like
mm,
he shouldn't have said that. That's okay. Like I have real brothers and sisters. Sometimes my blood brothers and sisters might say something to me and I'm like, who was you talking to? Or me, I might say
mm,
something, but they not gonna be like, you snaking me. Like, you know,
mm,
like look, I hate that you said that. That's wrong. I wanna
mm.
snake you in the back of your head, but don't say that to me no more. Okay, we cool, we still family, no hard feelings. Just don't do that anymore.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Brittany. Brittany, the PR.
Okay.
Am I missing something? Because in that scene where we're looking at, she basically said that Anthony didn't say anything about Russell.
Mm-hmm.
What are we missing? Because if you go fast forward, what else? What did they say? The girl is trying to make it seem like that Anthony didn't say anything about Russell, but you told Russell that Anthony was in the streets talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
What are we missing from that conversation?
From the conversation at the meeting that we had,
Mm-hmm.
they just literally just cut the conversation off. So after she
Mm-hmm. I
after she
knew it.
said that, all they showed me do was just look at her, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then the conversation is cut off. They they didn't show anything else. So
So
then,
you're saying 10 toes down that that Anthony did say something about Russell.
yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy. I know the conversation we had on the phone. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I like Brittany. Like, I hate to be like, you're a liar, you're lying. I don't want to say that, but I'm like, maybe she just don't remember saying that. Like, I'm trying to like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But as soon as I had the conversation, Brandon was actually on the three-way because I was home. Her and I were on the phone, and we called Brandon into the call. So he was actually on the call for that conversation.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so when he came home, I was like, should I say something to Russell and Kobe? And he was like, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, I even got in trouble. I got in trouble from production for saying this without saying it because I didn't say it. I didn't have this conversation in front of cameras. We're not supposed to like have this
Mm-hmm.
conversation.
Production for you.
I'm like, why would I just make this up? Get in trouble by production. You know what I'm saying? Like, what benefit would it be for me to say that? Like, out of nowhere.
Because production wants to be messy.
Yeah, but it's like there would be no benefit of me saying, Russell, hey, this was said that you supposedly have a problem with Brittany, and she's saying that, you know, Kobe doesn't like her and she doesn't even know Kobe. I was like, you need to be careful.
But during that time, you and Kobe wasn't on good terms, right?
No, but Russell also told Brandon, hey, don't reach out to Kobe. We don't want anything to do with y'all. If Kristina has anything that she needs to say to Kobe, or if you have anything, you come to me.
Oh.
You forgot. That was in episode 5. He said that at the Bible study. So it's all this, don't call my husband, but your husband said don't call you. He said that. Yes, sweetheart.
All right, so it's put together right there.
Okay, I'm almost done. Give me a second.
Yeah, mama do this never end. So, oh my gosh. You all got it together.
The whole Brittany thing, like, I like Brittany. Like, we're, you know, highlighting a lot of Detroit businesses. Like, that's just what Carlos is from here. So the whole idea was just to make sure, like, we're putting Detroit on, New Detroit, we're highlighting Detroit businesses. Brittany does not have a physical business, but she's a dope PR person, and she's a dope branding person. So I'm like, well, let me give her some shine here. You know what I'm saying? And let's show the world what she can do for my brand. I'm coming back out here like, what perfect moment, but to, you know, give her this opportunity to work with me on national TV, and people see how she transformed my brand. So I feel like Anthony took that moment away from her by trying to insert drama. If he never did that, me and Brittany would have never had any type of, there would be no negativity here. It's just like every time he inserts himself into something, or he sees Brandon and Kristina have something going on, he's inserting something negative into it. And so I hate that happened. I think that she got inserted into something that she didn't have to be a part of. And I think it's unfair because they took that moment from Brittany and I.
All right, so after y'all got everything back together from the meeting in the park that she was going off, don't call my husband, my man. Y'all fast forward and go to the Shut Up and Pray brunch. Let's talk about have you watched the last episode yet?
I watched it.
So what did you think about the scene where they was at the table talking about you, the Chelsea, Kobe's friend Chelsea? She was only going to have an issue with you if Kobe still had an issue with you.
I mean, that's her best friend. I guess that's how, you know, that age group might handle things. I don't know. I don't personally roll that way. If I have a problem with you, I'm not showing up to your event. Why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's like that, then don't show up. That's how I feel. That would have been how I handled it. If I can't show up and be like neutral or cordial or whatever, I wouldn't have shown up. So she's entitled to feel however she wants. I'm not faulting her for feeling that way, but it's just like, why show up in that space if that's what's going on? So.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me ask you something. I know you had a conversation with Dr. Latoya, and I was actually a little concerned because I'm not trying to make this out of a joke, but it might be a little bit funny. But I know recently you shared that you went through domestic violence before. And did you ever feel a little unsafe to be face to face with the masculine energy at the Shut Up and Pray brunch?
What's wrong with you? I must be like, what masculine energy? Anthony, stop it.
I have to make it funny a little bit.
Let me interview you. You think Latoya has masculine energy?
Hell yeah. She, except when her significant other crying, she like, stop in the name of love, like the hand right there. I love it when you cry. I love it when you're vulnerable. Shit.
I think did she mention? I may be getting her mixed up with somebody else, but I feel like she mentioned that she's not really that like much of an emotional person. I could be wrong. I could be thinking about somebody completely different.
Well, opposites attract.
I think that's her. I think that she said that. I could be wrong. I'm not trying to make stuff up about her, but I don't think she's an emotional. I think she did say that when she was talking about her sons dealing with something. She said she doesn't get emotional often or get like cry about stuff, but when it comes to her babies, that's a different story. I just feel like okay, I'm not trying to say she has masculine. I'm just saying she said she's not that emotional.
How did you feel looking back at the scene where you and Latoya when she basically brought up all her credentials and stuff? She's like, for 8 years I analyzed and I observed, and you basically said, "Is that what that degree got you?"
I mean, because I just don't like when people bring up their
Kristina.
I don't like when people bring up their credentials.
Is that what that degree got you?
It makes it seem like you're superior and the person you're speaking to is inferior. You know what I'm saying? Or that you could you could come off like you're looking down on somebody. And I know a lot of extremely successful people who do not have a degree. So it's just like, what does this have to do with anything? Why are you bringing that up? Like,
when you said that, I said she can't bounce back from that. Ain't no way in hell she gonna bounce back from that. Is that what that degree got you? It got you getting into other people's business?
I think because also, so there's some scenes in here. There's some scenes that happened that didn't make the show. And along with that conversation, she was saying that, she can tell that I'm a liar because of my.
I'm sorry, Bravo just came to chat. Why just click back and see that? I'm sorry, Bravo.
Hey, bro.
Bravo, I'm using it every time I see some BS. That's how I'm looking.
I could really make a meme out of that. That is so meme worthy.
Go ahead, love. Go ahead.
But I was saying, like, what y'all didn't see, like, she also said, like, I can tell by your body language that you're lying or you're a liar. And then I was like reminding her about, I was like, so when you find out you're wrong, I'm gonna sit here and wait for you to apologize. And because she was basically saying like, Brittany never said y'all, she only said Brandon, but Brittany clearly said, no, Anthony originally said y'all, and then he switched it to just Brandon. So she was wrong there. And then I reminded her of what y'all didn't see at the House of Pure Vin event was she said that I was insecure too.
Maybe.
At that table. She was like, I mean, you do come off really insecure. And that's when I was like, whoa, who are you right now? So I had a conversation with her at her house, and I was like, I didn't like the way that you didn't shut Anthony down talking to Chelsea that way. And I said, I also didn't like that you said that I was insecure. And she apologized for it. She was like, I'm sorry, I just didn't know enough about the situation. I shouldn't have said anything. So she be inserting herself, and she don't be knowing too much about the situation. So I reminded her there. I was like, is that what that degree got you? Because you've been they cut that part out, but that was added to it. You've been wrong about me before with that degree.
Oh, production. I need for them to give us the scenes in the car, because I know with her and Kobe was talking about you like crazy when they left their brunch.
You think so?
No. I bet. Because if Kobe sitting up there looking like, if she can hear it, I said, oh gosh.
But me and Kobe had made up by then. You still think that she was talking?
Yeah, but the thing is, she can hear what you're saying to her though.
Yeah.
Or would they just using her facial expressions like?
Wait, I don't think she could hear, because the table was pretty far off. So I think she was looking back, because she said in her confessional that, Dr. Latoya, what's going on over there? Like,
baby, you had her heated. That face was turning red, fanning herself off. I'm gonna fan myself off with a cease and desist letter. But I said, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're gonna come and you're gonna try to be like trying to drop little smart remarks and be condescending, at least be able to back it up.
If you had to replace somebody on the show, what couple would you replace?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna say it got to be Kobe. It got to be Kobe and Russell.
Why you think Kobe and Russell?
Because Anthony bring all the drama. I mean, you
Okay,
got to have that.
so from that aspect, I would say if I'm looking at it from an industry eye, it would make sense that it would be Kobe and Russell to get cut from an industry view. From a friendship view, I'm a ride with the Harrises all day. I mean, it may not be like 100% where we were before, but I still have a lot of love for the Harrises, and you know what I'm saying? I'll still have their back, and if anybody had to go, it wouldn't be them.
Could you see them adding a fourth couple to the show to have all of you all in there?
Yeah.
Hey, Bravo, how you doing? So, is there anything that you would like to let everyone know more about you to end this off? I have two people in the background that want to ask you a question, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish this off before I bring them up.
I mean, no, I feel like I'm so transparent. It's like, don't y'all know about me by now? Like, y'all done seen all parts of me on the reality show. Y'all go to any one of my lives, y'all see all the transparency there. I've been transparent on this call. It's just like, what if you feel like there's something that you don't know, you're more than welcome to ask me questions, but I feel like y'all know pretty much a lot about me.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Christian. How are you, love? I'm gonna go ahead and bring you up. Go ahead, ask your question. How are you, love?
Hi, Christian.
Well, hi, Kristina. My question for you is, do you feel that LaToya is a little jealous of you and Kobe's friendship? Because I felt like at a skating ring, she automatically jumped on Kobe's side opposed to, because I mean, clearly with the going back and forth, it was obvious that it really didn't make sense why Kobe was getting so upset, in my opinion.
I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know what it is. I just feel like Toya doesn't have a big voice on the show, and she might be somebody that just needs to be connected to somebody to feel like she, you know what I'm saying, she's a part of. And some people need to divide and conquer. So it could be that, she might just want that for her. I don't know. It's just a guess. I don't know if it's jealousy though. I really don't know. But that's a great observation. That's really, you know what I'm saying? It could be.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you for your
question. Thank you, love. Somebody told me to ask you, they said, have you met any of Brandon's new artists? And what do you think of her? Have you met the new artist?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. I can't give away too much because that is
okay. I see where it's going.
Hold on, let me answer. Choose my words wisely, because yeah, like it's coming up. Okay, cool. Keep watching.
Miss Shirley, how are you?
I'm fine, Anthony. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Kristina, it's nice to speak with you. I've enjoyed the show. Actually, you've been my favorite person on the show. So I really enjoy that. So one, I want to know, are there any regrets of you doing the show? And if you guys are going to have a reunion, if you know that.
Do I have any regrets? I don't have any regrets.
Okay.
I feel like I prayed about this before I did it. I feel like God gave us the yes to do it. I asked God if he was going to give me this opportunity to have this platform to at least let me like you get the glory out of it, God. At least let me like get your name out there, get Jesus out there. And I had my Shut Up and Pray brunch, and I'm always talking about Jesus. So I don't take this opportunity as a me thing.
Okay.
I use it as a tool of ministry personally. So no, I don't regret it. And then as far as like things coming out about my marriage and stuff, I don't regret that either because I want other marriages and other couples and people to know that marriage isn't always perfect. Your partner's not always perfect. Sometimes we go through things. Sometimes we have to meet people where they are. And those people that need help, I still need help in areas. Brandon needs help in areas. He still deserves love and needs love too. He needs somebody to support him through that so that he can come out on the other side of it. So I want people to see that you don't have to necessarily always get a divorce. Like you can work things out and be there for your partner. And then as far as a reunion show, we already filmed the reunion show. So there will be a 2-part reunion show. And
Okay.
it's real good, girl.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's exciting. All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And Mildred, how are you, love?
I'm good. Hi, Kristina.
Hi, Mildred.
Okay, Kristina. So you had some zingers last episode, and we were coming up with some, especially Anthony, some great merch ideas for you.
Okay.
Great shirt ideas. Anthony, do you remember them? Any of those shirts?
Anthony, why you didn't write them down?
Oh, they were good too, Kristina.
Really?
Did I say it?
You did. You said it.
Girl, I say so much. What did I say?
Is it recorded?
Yes.
Oh, then I'm gonna have to go back and look at it.
Because you need merch. Because, girl, let me tell you what, you were coming off with those zingers, and I was like, I wear that shirt every day.
No, I do have some merch. I just think I've been so nervous about letting my site go live. I'm gonna make the site live.
Yeah, let's do that.
Purchase some merch. There are some shirts out there with some of my zingers on there. So
cool.
Anthony, let me know what
I have to go back.
I can go listen to it.
Well, you definitely need to put it. Is that what that degree got you? You definitely need to put that on there.
Yes, that was a good one.
I already have one that has that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I just need to make the site live. So I'm gonna let Anthony know like when the site goes live. Little junk, that's on there too.
All right. You got anything else, Mildred?
That was it. It was a pleasure. And you are our favorite so far.
Thank
you, Auntie Mildred. And thank you for the super sticker too, love.
You're very welcome.
All right. And Kaylin is the last person up here. Kaylin, I can only imagine what oh Lord Jesus. Bravo, come on here. Bravo, I'm gonna tell you right now, Bravo. The day that you come up here, you need to have 2 hours set to the side, okay? Just letting you know. But go ahead, Kaylin.
Didn't you tell me that man was married?
Do you got a brother or a cousin, Bravo? Because they keep asking.
I'm just saying, do he like her?
She said, do you like him?
Do who like him?
She said, do you?
No, I said, do he like her?
Oh.
I mean, a lot of people mad, but do you like her?
His wife is beautiful. She good.
I'm just playing, baby.
Gorgeous.
I'm just playing, baby. Okay, here's the thing, Kristina. I really don't have a question. I have a statement.
Okay. I
heard you constantly say a little while ago, I never had a problem with LaToya. I never had a problem. You never had a problem with LaToya, but baby, certainly LaToya had a problem with you. And with most weak people, they have to wait till they see an end, see somebody that's a little more aggressive than them to air their real feelings. Most weak people need to get in a crowd with people to dislike you. They don't have the guts to do it on their own. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, you did.
And just keep going. You had them people turning pink at the little branch. She turned about 4 shades.
Girl, I thought they was gonna play Pac-Man for a minute. Got pink, green. I'm like, come on now, who about to eat it up?
She played about 4 shades, but instead of being mean to Kristina, pull Kristina to the side and say, "Hey, Kristina, how can I get my eyebrows together?" Or, "Hey, Kristina, what I really need to be putting on my body because I don't know how to put clothes on." I mean, it's a lot of things y'all could talk about, but that's all I have to say, Kristina. I appreciate the show, baby, and I'm gonna drop down.
Hold on. Before we get started, Kristina.
Yeah.
Where the hell did you get this Bridgerton dress at?
I told you I like it. You leave it alone.
You hate it.
It was giving me Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte.
People said I look like Karen Clark Shear, like
Kristina. He don't know.
Girl, you was looking like Can I see the governess? That's what you was giving me.
It was a look, okay.
Liked my holy convocation look.
It was
I'm
a look, baby. Don't listen to
I call it the complication
I'm
because it's
finna
always
drop down Instagram,
complicated.
so I
That's what
can't
I call
fake it. Good night.
I can't. I've been invited and I never want to go. I can't be in church that long. I can't. And plus, I know the
convocation.
Huh?
You ever been to a convocation?
I don't want to go.
I went one time when my father got installed as a Kojic bishop. I enjoyed myself. Now I only went to one night because I can't do all that stuff.
I'm not going to a pride event.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the lie. You see,
they be having some looks. It be some looks up in there.
I better do it. It's a whole fashion show by itself. Miss Jackie, how are you, love? Auntie Jackie.
I'm great, and you, nephew.
I'm
Hi, Miss
good.
Kristina.
Hi, Miss Jackie.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Okay, so this question, you may not want to answer it, but I'm going to ask you. I mean, you can, and if you don't want to, you can say so. Okay? Because I was looking at the episodes, you know, when it first came on.
Okay.
And I know you've been, you know, throwing all these zingers, as Auntie Measure said. So here's the thing. Because your husband is in the studio and he's there for several hours or so, and I know you're at home being mom. Well, you wear a lot of hats. Let's say that.
Yeah.
You wear a lot of hats to be a mom. So have you ever been insecure about your marriage when he was at the studio, like with new clients or with current clients?
No, and Brandon knows that. Like, I literally have a key to Star Factory. And so if I wanted to pull up in Star Factory, it would not be me pulling up and knocking on the door. It'd be me pulling up, opening the door, opening the studio, opening everything because I got keys to everything. And I literally just don't go up there. Again, I used to work with Star Factory like full speed. I managed artists with him. You know, we had that one incident with that one artist, and then we kind of like, I think that it took me about a good 6 to 8 months to get over that, and we've never really talked about it since. So it only came up again on the show. So that was years ago. But Brandon will tell you himself, like, he doesn't, you know, he doesn't get calls from me like concerned about like who he's in the studio with and you know, what's going on with him and his artists. I actually love most of his artists. You know, they all become my friends. So it's not really a thing. I think that studio call was more so I just didn't know he was in the studio with anybody, period. So I'm asking questions because he's being like
nonchalant.
Anything. Yeah, he's not saying anything. It's just like, so I'm like probing because of what's going on. But I like his artist. Like, she's cool. She's a beautiful girl. We, you know, we get along fine. So that's not a thing. Now he might have had that one emotional thing, but overall, Brandon is not a cheater. So, you know what I'm saying? I know my husband, and I just have to trust, you know what I'm saying, that he's doing the right thing and making the right decisions. Now, if I don't think he's in a position where he would do like the whole emotional thing again. I think he learned his lesson from that. But I also don't put anything past anybody at the same time. Humans are
start crying.
what you say?
I said we don't need any little boys. We don't need Brandon to be crying.
You are so nuts.
So I got one more little question. Now going forward into this show and in your marriage, how well do you think you know your husband, since now that you all is being, well, I don't want to say like, well, your livelihood is being exposed now to the world, and we're seeing everything that's coming down. So how do you think your marriage is now? Do you think it's a little rocky, or it's great because you all is going to counseling together, or is it separately counseling? Like, how is that working with your baby?
Yeah. So we always say that the show kind of helped save our marriage because it forced us to have uncomfortable conversations that we needed to have a long time ago. You know, being on a reality show is mostly it's mostly dialogue. Like you're talking. So things that we would normally avoid talking about, we were forced to talk about it, and it helped us get through some things. Again, now in retrospect, we look back and we have this mirror in front of us, and we're seeing ourselves. So we're like, wow, am I really like that? And maybe I do need to, fix that about myself. And so we're now doing the work. We're in a much better place. We're not going to marriage counseling at the moment, but Brandon right now is in individual counseling, which has been like beautiful for him. So, that's where we are. Everything is, on the up and up. We're doing very well.
That's great. Now, Anthony and Kristina, I want to know, do they have counseling or coaches just for the set?
No.
Hell no. They ain't gonna provide that. If that was the case, they need it for love and marriage husband.
No, they don't. So
everybody, they want you to break up on the show.
No, they don't. You think so?
Girl, who the hell you work for?
Carlos seems like he likes us together. You don't think so?
No comment. No comment.
Me and Carlos I always tell Carlos.
That's the conversation we'll have off the show. Off this. That's behind the wall.
So I'm gonna just say this, Miss Kristina. You
got 5 seconds.
Okay, long as you have communication, trust, and honesty in your marriage, you'll do well and work together. There it is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your little question, Jackie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, Kristina. Thanks.
Bye, Auntie Jackie. Well, Kristina, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Doing this. Hopefully, we can do this again.
Absolutely.
And I know when I go to Detroit, who I'm going to be hitting up.
Hit me up, okay? Hit me up. Travel up. We got you.
Oh, I am. Tell Brandon to get ready because he coming on next.
Okay. He'll be on.
Other than that, go ahead and attend to your kids.
Okay.
And hold on. Did y'all throw away that bed frame?
Were you the one talking about our bed?
That was me that was talking about the bed frame. Did y'all throw that bed frame away?
I think it's in storage.
Good. Leave it there.
What was wrong with the bed frame?
That bed frame was not it. No,
man. We were going for a very minimalistic look. Like we wanted it to be like really clean lines and minimalistic. I thought y'all would more so come for us because of the mattress Brandon brought home.
Did they show it?
I think so. I think we was putting the mattress on or something. That mattress was like, it had to be like $200. It was like the thinnest piece of mattress. I was like, why would you do this?
He done brought a piece of loaf bread. A loaf of bread.
It was a piece of bread. I was like, I thought they would have clocked us on that. I was like, oh, they won't have a field day with this mattress.
Leave Brandon alone. He trying. Anyway, I guess we'll see you all on y'all next trip to go to the wine tasting, the winery.
Okay, we will see. Okay,
hold on. Was the wine good? Is the wine good?
I don't drink.
Oh shit. Never mind. Well, obviously we know what's name drink because he was drunk when it was he a little tipsy.
Who?
Brandon.
Yes.
Okay.
The Pure Ben scene probably wouldn't have been so bad if he wasn't drinking wine like it was usually.
Somebody said the mattress was. I don't remember this mattress. Where was it at?
Wasn't it tragic? It was like the littlest piece of mattress ever. I've never heard of a piece of bread from mattress. It was like a mattress. It was so little and skinny. It was so skinny.
Oh, God.
He did that. He picked it out. He brought it home on top of the truck. It was like real ghetto. Did he get it delivered? I mean, he like had it on top of the trunk.
Girl, Dr. LaToya and Anthony are not coming on to interview with me. But I talked to them before. I talked to Dr. LaToya and I talked to Anthony before. All the people I have talked to is Kobe and Russell.
Really?
They're the only people that don't post.
They don't post about you, or they don't post.
Yeah, like repost or whatever, or say anything. I talk to everybody else except for them. I guess we'll
So
see.
did you invite Latoya and Anthony on, and they're not coming?
Oh, I haven't invited them yet. We're gonna see how they're gonna go. Cause I don't want to be arguing with my own community now.
You know what? Every time you say something crazy, you go and drink that that cup.
Oh, we didn't talk about Lyric.
Who? Oh,
Is it Lyric?
Lyric. Wait, I think
Is it Lyric?
No, Lyric.
Lyric.
It was Sean when I met him, and then it turned into Lyric, and then it turned into Lyric. So back when I had that deal with Sony on the table, he was a songwriter.
Did he have that red couch back then? Cause that red couch is through. I'll take that piece of bread versus what that red couch was giving, because it was just peeling. I'm like, Lyric, you need to throw that couch away. You knew that was gonna film now. That ain't no Star Factory. I say that.
I don't got nothing to say. Red is my favorite. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I love red. So it was a red couch, so it was maybe a little bit nice.
Girl, that couch was peeling like this drink right here. Red, just let it go. Let it go. Please let it go. Throw it away. I was waiting for a roach or something to go walk right through the floor. So I'm like, that ain't it. That ain't it. Nope.
Roach. Why are you waiting for a roach?
With that type of couch, I'm pretty sure one was coming somewhere.
You are hilarious.
But other than that, that was pretty much it. The last thing is, do you think Anthony was trying to steal the showcase away from Brandy?
I don't know if he was necessarily trying to steal the entire showcase.
Bravo, laugh.
I just think that he was. I feel like Anthony sometimes has to like show his hand a lot, like what he can do. Like, I'm this, I'm that, and I think he wanted to more so like put his stamp on it and make it all about what he could do. I don't know. I don't know. It's just really weird sometimes when there's any doings between Anthony and Brandon. Like, Anthony gets kind of strange. I don't know what he was trying to do, but it was wrong. Like, how are you gonna have 20 slots and give Brandon 3? Like, it just makes sense.
Maybe he just wanted Brandon to see him.
What you trying to say?
He just wants some attention from Brandon this time.
Why does everybody say that? Somebody on Twitter said,
yeah.
What'd they say? I don't know. I'm not repeating it. People be saying all types of crazy stuff, and I'm like, Jesus.
Secret lovers.
Brandon not no secret lover with him.
I know not Brandon, but I'm saying shit. Brandon better wake up. Wake up, everybody. No more sleep.
I don't really think Anthony is fruity. I don't think the man is fruity.
Hey. You breaking up. Every time you say some BS, it just start breaking up like something. I'm about to...
Everybody says that he's sassy or what did they say?
I told you he sounds just like what's name off of Shrek. The gingerbread man. Do you know the muffin man? The muffin man. Little boy. Man, I'm the only one that made $1 million. Little boy. I want my grandma. I'm like, what hormone pills he taking? Like, bruh, calm down. Like, baby boy, bring it down.
Yeah,
I mean, Anthony he's helping make the show, okay? He is. I have to give him his credit. Anthony is funny.
Definitely.
But I'm like, dude, like.
He definitely like starts the fires, like, and then he be disappear. And then he come back like, we need to fix this. Let me help fix it. We need to be together. We're family.
I know who moaning that night. What's the guy off is it Family Guy? The old man.
The guy that
You need some Tylenol?
this
You
was.
wanna come? You wanna come and play? Let's see who can take the most Tylenol. He said,
Are you saying that's what he sounds like? You are so crazy.
"Do you know?"
He was getting hype in that Bible study.
Boy, girl, I was waiting for people to hit a Mariah Carey note in a minute. Like,
wait, is that was Bravo's face at the Bible study when he was doing that?
yeah, and during that scene, Bravo was looking at him like, I'm sorry, I don't know how Bravo did not start laughing during that scene. Everybody prayed except for Brandon. Did the Brandon know the Lord?
Pray.
They skipped him?
No, he was the first one.
Oh, no, it went to Russell and Bravo. Did Bravo pray? And Anthony. Brandon did it pray?
Brandon did.
He took your Bible?
He prayed at the end. He did. I think he started it off.
I'm gonna have to look at that again. Somebody said, okay, Brandon did pray. Okay.
Did Bravo pray?
I thought Bravo prayed.
That was
Bravo
crazy.
just like, bro, I'm just here.
Did Bravo, did you pray? Because I need to go back and listen to your prayer if you did.
Shoot, you gotta go back and listen to Russell prayer.
What did he say?
Not much. Oh, yes, he did. Okay.
I feel like I've heard Russell pray some really good prayers.
I would love to see Russell preach. I would love to see that. You think he's gonna be a pastor?
Russell went to divinity school to become a chaplain in the army. I don't know if he wants to actually be like a pastor though.
He gonna turn Anytime Fitness into a church. That's what he gonna do.
You are so crazy.
Brandon gonna be the minister of music.
What's Anthony gonna do?
Huh?
What's Anthony gonna do?
Maybe the choir director.
You need help.
Bravo said I pray for every soul in the room after this.
Okay, so Bravo. So wait. So when everybody was like, "Pray, Bravo," were you like, "Nah, not me"? Like, how did you get to skip out on prayer? Like, I don't know. Like that.
I don't care, no, baby. Anthony was just happy that Russell was hitting him like that. He got a touch. Hey, calm down, calm down. He kept getting louder and louder.
Yeah, he be getting hype.
Maybe Anthony went for first soprano. But anyway, Kristina, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. We have to do this again one day after the reunion once we do all of it.
I'll be back.
Thank you so much. Anything you want to say before you leave?
No, but everybody be safe and make sure you pray tonight. Get up in the morning and talk to God. And yeah, I hope everybody has a blessed night.
All right. Thank you so much. And you have a good night, okay?
Yeah.
All right. All right, everyone. That was Kristina from Love and Marriage Detroit. We had a good time. So you all, thank y'all for tuning in. And just know tomorrow I will be coming live again to talk about the letter and let you all hear the conversation that I had on the phone with someone. And Dr. Kit will be coming live next Thursday with me. So be prepared for that. We will be back this Friday for Bell Collective, maybe. But next Monday, we will definitely be back for Love and Marriage Detroit. And don't forget, Thursday, I will be going behind the wall so we can start the conversations with Kiki. I don't know, I was hungover. Kiki, Brianna, and Bugs. I'm saying y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.